Okay, pre-algebra, you are going to be adding a new page into your notebooks today. This is the information for your table of contents. The date is 11/16. This is Unit 2, and these are one-step inequalities and page 21. So pause it for a second and then get this into your table of contents. You're going to be adding your own page, so add a piece of notebook paper to the back of your folder and get it titled and page number on it. When you are done, then hit play and you will see the rest of the examples for today. So example 1, you're going to be solving and graphing, and the way that we solve one-step inequalities that are addition and subtraction, which are the only ones we're doing today, you solve them in the same manner that you solve one-step equations. So the first thing that you would do is draw the line down the inequality sign, and then we're getting the variable by itself. So I'm going to move that -7 to the right side so I get the q alone. So I'm going to write +7 underneath, cancels that out, and then I'd write +7 under the -2. My q is left by itself on the left side. My inequality comes down, and -2 plus 7 is +5. And so that's my solution. So now what I want to do is I want to graph it on a number line. So I'm going to draw my number line. Remember I said you can always put your number in the middle, whatever the number is, and then just go up a few one way and down a few the other way, and that is an acceptable number line. Now, since it's just less than and not or equal to, that means it's an open circle, and I'm going to be going to the left because it's less than, so I wanted to show everything that is less than 5, so it's going to look like that. So one thing that you can write down with these is solve as you would an equation. So that is one thing you can put in your notes to explain how to do these. All right, and so another thing, when you're solving these, I'm going to count this as an answer and then the number line as an answer. So that means there are 2 points to each one of these. If you write your inequality with an equal sign, so if you brought it down and said q equals 5, I'm going to count it wrong. So make sure that your solution shows the inequality symbol. That's the correct one. All right, let's look at the next example. We're going to have 4 examples, just so you know. In example 2, the thing that I want you to notice about this one is the variable is on the right side, so that's going to kind of mess us up a little bit when we get to doing our number line, but I'm going to show you a trick. All right, so the first thing that you would do is draw your line down the inequality symbol. Now we want to get the variable by itself, and since the y is on the right side, we're going to get rid of the -4 by putting +4 underneath, and that cancels that out. So I'm going to write +4 under the 1, and 1 plus 4 is 5. I'm going to bring down my inequality symbol and bring down the y. So that's the inequality, but if you were to try to graph that on a number line, you might make a mistake because we always graph from y's perspective, and y is on this side. It's on the wrong side. So what an easy way to do this so that you don't ever make a mistake is just reverse everything. So you're going to flip the y and the 5 around, and you're going to flip the inequality around. So look, so I'm going to change it around to y is greater than or equal to 5. So what I did, and again, I'm flipping everything. If you notice that right here, this inequality symbol, it's open to the y, and when I switched it over, it's still open to the y. So you make sure that you have the inequality symbol is still facing the right letter, or the right part of the inequality. And once you have the letter on the right side, it's much easier to graph. You can use your flip chart to graph it as long as your variable is on the left. So if you have it, you only have a couple today. If the variable is on the right side, reverse everything. That way you have the variable on the left and it's easier to graph. So I'm going to put my numbers in. I'm going to put the 5 in the middle again. I'm going to go up like that and then down a few. And then I'm going to change colors to make it easy to see. So I want to show greater than or equal to, so that means it's a filled in circle because it's or equal to, and greater than means it's going to go this direction. Okay, so that's only on the ones where the variable is on the right side. There are only 2 of those today. The rest of them, the variable stays on the left and you don't have to do anything special. All right, let's look at the next example. I did another one just to make sure we've got the hang of it. So first thing we do is draw the line. I'm going to write +4 on both sides to get rid of my 4. And negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8. I'm going to bring down my inequality symbol the way that it is, like that. Now, in order to graph this on a number line, I want to flip it all around. That way I have my variable on the left side. So it's going to look like this. Okay, and now I can, so all I did is I switched the m and the negative 8 and switched the sign. So the only purpose for that is to make it easier to graph. That's the only thing we were doing it for. So drawing my number line, I'm going to put that negative 8 in the middle. And going down, that means negative 9, negative 10. And going up, I have negative 7, negative 6, and that's good enough. So now I'm going to graph what I see, and it's less than negative 8, so that means open circle. And I want to show everything less than that, so that means going down to the left. So it's going to look like that. All right, so example 4 is 3 plus x is less than or equal to 2. Now if you look at this one, the variable is on the left side, it's just in a different position, but it doesn't change what we do. So what I want to get rid of is I want to get rid of what is with my variable, and I have a 3 with the variable. The 3 is positive because there's no sign in front of it. So the way that I get rid of that 3 is I'm just going to subtract 3. So that cancels that out and put minus 3 underneath there. I'm going to bring down my x, bring down my inequality symbol, and 2 minus 3 is negative 1. So now I have my variable on the correct side, the left side. So I'm going to draw my number line and put my negative 1 in the middle. So I'm going to go up a little and then go down a little like that. And now to graph this, it's less than or equal to, so that means it is a filled-in circle on the negative 1. And then I'm going to draw my arrow to the left to show everything less than negative 1. And that is it. So those are your examples, and your homework for today is page 284. You're doing numbers, and I forget, hang on just a second. You're doing numbers 8 through 19, solve, and graph. Okay, and if you are a discount person, you guys go 8 to 17. You can skip the last 2. Do the same thing, solve and graph, 2 points apiece. And that's it. See you guys tomorrow.